Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be responding to a viewer's comment asking my thoughts on which tote would I recommend between the Baby Grooming tote from French brand GUIBERT Paris and the Sun tote from Spanish brand Portegna. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things, whether you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality, under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. Before I begin, I would like to talk about made in Spain and what exactly does made in Spain mean. There are a number of countries in the world that are known for their leather goods production. Think, for example, in Western Europe, France, Belgium, Italy, Spain, of course, Portugal, moving east, Romania, Hungary, Turkey, further east, Vietnam, China, Argentina. For example, just to name a few countries. The leather goods industry in Spain has been going for over 100 years. But it's only really in the last, I'd say 10, and I'd say more so after lockdown. So I'd say in the last 5 years that conversations on social media started becoming a lot more explicit about the town, the region in which leather goods are largely made in Spain. It's in a town called Ubrique in the south of Spain in a region called Andalusia. And within that space, there's a good handful of ateliers that create the majority of the bags. 2 or 3 of them are focused on the brands at the top end. Think of Loewe, Carolina Herrera, that sort of quality. And then the balance are mid-tier. So they would be focused on some of the brands of the moment, like Strathberry, De Melier, Pollen, for example, that are gaining traction, doing incredibly well. They're very popular, and they produce their bags in Ubrique. I have been on the lookout, as I've mentioned before, for other brands that are non-French. I like French brands. They have quite a few brands, fantastic brands that I've spoken about, that I will also talk about in the future. But I've been looking at other countries around the world, Spain, Italy, I've looked at Japan, I'm looking at Germany, Portugal's come into the equation, because I want to introduce variety. The other countries bring in variety, which is something that we really need within the space. But when I've looked at Spanish brands, typically small brands, family run, most of them have their bags produced in Ubrique. But a couple have said, we produce ours in Barcelona, we have a facility in Madrid, for example. And I've asked, why aren't you in Ubrique? And they've said, we think Ubrique is becoming a little too commercialized. I've been asked so many times to talk about Strathberry, and I have mentioned in the video, I'm going to attach above, that I like Strathberry styles, but I really struggle with some of their leathers and also the level of finish. It's becoming a little sloppy. They're becoming a victim of their success. They're producing significantly higher quantities of bags, and they're not finished to a high standard, the high standard that I think they should be. And the brands I've been looking at, and in turn the ones that I in turn will recommend to you, they're typically small family run businesses producing small quantities, and they're consistent in terms of the high quality, the finish of the bags. It's all done to an incredibly high standard, and that's something I'm really focused on. And what I really look at and what differentiates for me a good brand from a bad brand is, firstly, I go for the smaller family run businesses typically, and they have a very good relationship with their atelier. They've been with their atelier for a fairly lengthy period of time, and they trust their atelier implicitly, and they're on the same page. They're in tandem when it comes to their perception and delivery of what is high quality and consistency, the level of details and how well they are executed. It's all being done to an incredibly high standard. And then what I also really consider is brands that are producing smaller, limited quantities of bags, because the margin for error is lower. They have just a few bags. It could be 5, 10, 15, 20 in a particular colorway. and therefore they cannot afford to have any issues. They don't have many bags to play with, and therefore they are ensuring that they are producing 20 bags, for example, whatever the number, consistently and highly and very well. So I really focus on that, and that's what I've really been looking at, and really shying away from bigger brands that are gaining traction, because the consistency is not always there. So that's where my focus has really been on. The other countries that I've mentioned, France, Italy, for example, of course, it's about the relationship you have with the atelier. But where you have a brand that's doing really well and consistently in Spain is the smaller brands producing limited quantities with really good relationships with the ateliers. And better still, when the atelier does the quality control at the end, because they are giving their products the ultimate seal of approval. They're happy with the product, the leather, the level of craft and consistency when it comes to the finish of their product. So those are some of the things I consider and what made in Spain means to me. So looking specifically at the two totes I've been asked about, I would actually say off the bat, I would equate both companies, GUIBERT Paris and La Portegna, to being Mercedes. I'd use the analogy and say I equate them to being Mercedes. Mercedes is a German brand with incredibly high brand equity. The Germans are known for their precision, their engineering, the phenomenal build quality of their products. The two brands I'm talking about, the build quality of their products is fantastic. The leathers they're using for their level of luxury is absolutely fantastic. Looking specifically at La Portegna is an entirely Spanish-made product. Owner of the brand, Jose Utia, he is Spanish. They are made in Spain. They are made using Spanish leather. He has a fantastic relationship that has blossomed over the years with his atelier. They've tried things when it hasn't worked, they've tweaked, and he's happy with the way the relationship has been progressing and his products. And I will talk in more detail about La Portegna and talk about my personal experience with his products that I really like and would highly recommend. And so when it comes to the tote, it's been well made. The body, the entire bag has been made using chrome tanned leather. I've spoken about chrome tanned leather before. I'm going to touch the video above. And what you will find with chrome tanned leather is there are varying levels of quality when it comes to chrome tanned leather. The quality of the chrome tanned leather that La Portegna has used is very good. It's fantastic for the level of luxury. It is absolutely superb. The difference with GUIBERT Paris is they have used French leathers. Both brands produce in Spain, but GUIBERT Paris are using French leathers, and they're using leathers from the best tanneries in France. The body of the body grooming tote is made using Torillon leather. It's from Remy Cariat. It's an exceptional bull calf skin leather. It is arguably one of the best chrome tanned leathers in the industry. It's the best, and it's a leather that has been tanned to last a lifetime. It's heirloom quality. There's a difference between GUIBERT Paris and also La Portegna. La Portegna is very good, but GUIBERT Paris's leather is excellent. And they also have colors that have been dyed uniquely for GUIBERT Paris. In addition, with GUIBERT Paris, the baby grooming tote, the handles and the strap are made using vegetal tanned leather, which I think is actually from Haas. I think I confirmed that with them a few months ago. It is absolutely exquisite leather that has been processed. It's heirloom quality leather, and the handles, the strap take a lot of pressure, and they're literally going to last you a lifetime. Depending on the usage, how often you use the totes, how you use them, will determine the wear and tear. But both are chrome tanned. The chrome tanned leather on GUIBERT Paris is a higher level of chrome tanning. It is a step up from La Portegna, but La Portegna is still good quality. Which one would I recommend between the two? Well, I think what you really need to focus on is the aesthetic and also the functionality of the tote when it comes to which one you choose. Both are good. GUIBERT Paris take it up a level. I would actually say, yes, they're both Mercedes, but GUIBERT Paris takes it up a level. They are an AMG because of the quality of their chrome tanned leather. It's the best, and also the natural calf skin they've used for the handles and also the strap. But both are good quality totes. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend. Any other thoughts, any other questions? As always, do let me know in the comment section down below.